The power of your breath. Hi, welcome everybody. It's Jason Barlow, RMT. I'm here today as your therapist and as your coach to help you transform any stress, tension, and pain into health, happiness, and vitality. So I think the best way to understand the power of your breath is to stop it. If you were to stop breathing, that's it, done. The power of your breath is pervading all aspects of your daily life and your sleep cycles and everything. Is the very source of the fresh oxygen that we need to survive on this planet. And if you stop breathing, we know what happens. Now we can lose our breath and hold our breath as we see for records of time, but eventually we have to take an inhalation, get fresh oxygen in and release the toxic air that we need to from our body. So there's a delicate balance that takes place with every cycle of inhalation and exhalation. Now, specifically what I'm trying to get to here is tying in with last week's podcast episode where I shared with you about the nature of our breathing as we age. We reverse it. We actually have this paradoxical type of breathing where if you look at any young child, baby especially, they will almost exclusively breathe through the abdomen. Then as we age, what starts to happen around adolescent years is we seem to reverse it. And I think that's tying in with our puberty. We're more cognizant of other people looking at our bodies. We're more aware of our bodies. We're more in tune with the fact that people are looking at our bodies, maybe making judgments. And so therefore we're tying in with those judgments, making our own judgments and so on and so forth. That psychology behind our appearance of body. As a result, we start to keep our stomach or belly, our abdomen flatter. Now, as a result, what that does is it inhibits the true nature of the deep abdominal muscle, especially the transversus abdominis, from doing its job properly. We start to breathe through all these accessory muscles of respiration in the neck and shoulders, which is why I recommended last week my first stretch, which is step number 7 in the 15-step playbook for pain relief of stretching the scalenes. That's one part of the group of muscles known as the accessory muscles of respiration that does so much work. Remember last week I did some calculations, about 18 breaths a minute, multiply that over 24 hours, we're almost 26,000 repetitions every day. So if you take on board what I'm sharing last week, this week, in terms of just paying attention and understanding the power of your breath, that's nearly 26,000 repetitions that you will start to relieve your neck, shoulders, and tension pain. And you'll also start to retrain the deep abdominal muscle. You'll flatten your abdominal wall. You'll strengthen your core. You'll connect the upper to the lower extremity. You'll have a greater core stability. Your spine will be stronger. The list goes on. Why and how? Just simply by paying attention to your breath. Not going to the gym for 5 times a week for the next 12 weeks. I'm just simply talking about you paying attention, being very in tune with your breathing mechanics. So jump back to last week and you can watch or listen in to more information about that particular step number 7, which is how to stretch the scalenes. The focus of today is I want you to understand the whys behind that step number 7 that I'm sharing in my 15-step playbook for pain relief. Now remember, there's 15 steps. And I'm giving you my top 3 stretches, my top 3 exercises, my top 3 mind strategies, my top 3 nutrition strategies, and my top 3 rest and recovery strategies. You bundle that together, you get the 15 steps. Could it be more than 15? Absolutely, 100% could be. But I'm cognizant of how busy I am as a father, as a business owner. And I appreciate that most people watching this are probably pretty busy parents too. So take on board what I'm sharing, because I'm not asking you to go spend the next 16 weeks, half a year of rehabilitation or diligent time in the gym. I'm just talking about focusing on your breath. Now, there's 2 ways you go about doing this. 1, follow last week's exercise and just become more aware of, okay, I'm breathing through my neck and shoulders. I need to get my belly moving more. Okay, so if I take a breath in, as I breathe in, the lungs are expanding, right? If the diaphragm is allowed to move, you've got to keep your belly relaxed. And then as your diaphragm moves down, The organs in the abdomen are allowed to move forward. Your belly expands. So that's the muscle actually relaxing. Your belly expands. The muscle of the belly is actually expanding and relaxing. It's the diaphragm that's contracting at that point. Then as you breathe out, you start to draw your belly button inward toward the spine, which pushes the organs up against the diaphragm, which pushes the diaphragm against the lungs, which pushes the air back out through your mouth and nostrils. Then as you breathe in, the reverse happens, and it's so on and so forth. So what we're doing at rest especially is just retraining these muscles. Now, when you go and do an activity, or you're pushing and challenging yourself, or you're scared, or you're apprehensive, you're naturally going to go back to breathing more through your neck and shoulders in conjunction maybe with the rib cage and your abdominal muscles too. And that's fine because you need more oxygen in those scenarios. But I'm talking specifically at rest. We've got to get the muscles retrained, because otherwise you're tipping that balance and you're creating more postural debt, as I talk about in my book. And we're trying to pay down that postural debt as quickly as possible. Now, here's another method you could use to help rebalance your body, help with your posture, help with your stress, help with your tension. And it's a form of meditation that you do in conjunction with this style of breathing. So just by closing your eyes, you start to pay attention to the sensations in your body of your breath. Now, as you breathe in through your nostrils, notice the air is slightly warm, travels to the back of your throat, down through the windpipe. It travels into your lungs, which are like balloons, and they expand. From there, the lungs then flatten or start to push the air out. They don't quite flatten, but they push the air out, and then the air reverses in its direction. So now it's coming up through the windpipe, back of the throat, out through the nostrils, and notice now the air is slightly cool as it exits the body. And that's an illustration of the transformation that's just happened with that one breath. Remember, you're taking 26,000 on average every day. So what you could then do as you breathe in, as you get more comfortable with that breathing pattern, breath in, same cycle. This time, pay attention. Your belly relaxes, but also expands. And then as you breathe out, you draw your belly button inward, which pushes the air through the diaphragm, pushing upon the lungs, and forces the air back up through the windpipe, back out through the nostrils again. And repeat this as many times as you wish, as many times as you need. Then what you start to do is visualize very clearly as you're breathing in through the nostrils. Just imagine a brilliant white, beautiful light, and you're bringing that in through the nostrils down the same pathways. This time, as it gets into the lungs, there's an exchange, and that exchange is happening at the center here at your heart. So now it's entering into your blood system, your blood pathways. And as your heart is continuing to pump, you then imagine this white light is being distributed to all parts of your body. As you know, your blood vessels pervade your entire body. So that is the transportation method. It's the pathway through which these light rays can now start to cover and fill your entire body from the top of your head to the tips of your toes. And you just become really clear, really skilled at visualizing this. As you breathe in, white light enters, pervades. Then as you're breathing out, you imagine black smoke that is being drawn in exchange for the white light. It's being drawn from your body. And now you can focus on areas of your body that have more tension, stress, or pain, or symptoms. Even next level, you can think about those loved ones. And if you're really skilled and you want to, you can think about those that you might even class as your enemies, because they even need more love than those that are closest to you. You choose which level you wish to work at. Just yourself, that's fine. Others that are in your close circle, great. Those that you perceive as enemies and that maybe trigger and irritate you, next level. So you decide where you want to go. But it's got to be effective. If you're going to the highest level straight away, but you're feeling all angry and irritated, then you're creating more black smoke. It's not going to help your body and mind. It's not going to help you achieve more health, happiness, and vitality. So choose just focusing on yourself, then focusing on those around you that you love. And then maybe that's months or years away. That's fine. Focus on where you need to right now. So what I want you to get skilled at doing is purifying your body and your mind through bringing in this white light, pervading your body, and in exchange, releasing the black smoke. Now, black smoke is your pain, your symptoms, anything you're feeling irritated, any daily problems, suffering, anything that you class as negative. You imagine that you're releasing that. And in its place, this beautiful white light, which brings peace and clarity, happiness and harmony, more health, more vitality. And then as clearly as you can, you visualize your body is filled with this white light, which then starts to radiate. And you can imagine again, radiating this light, this happiness, this peace to other people around you. And just hold that feeling of peace and happiness, radiating it to other people just as long as you can. That's the target of your meditation. And then you try to hold it for as long as you can. As long as you can. Just use your breath to help you do that. You'll find that as you get skilled at doing this and do it more often, your breathing actually starts to become even more and more subdued, relaxed, and shorter. But you're also then at the same time actually experiencing more energy and vitality. So thank you for joining me. I hope you found that a benefit. Again, please share this with others. Remember, go get free digital copy whilst you still can. Physical copy, go get Amazon. Digital copy, you go to my website, jasonbarlowrmt.com. Remember, your muscle health is my #1 priority. I thank you for tuning in. We'll see you guys tomorrow for my book of the week. What's it going to be? And enjoy the rest of your day.